Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and some swatches of the new Nikki and Beauty Bay collab. Now I'm really excited for Nikki and really proud. I've been such a fan for such a long time, and I know the situation about what happened when she first did a palette, so this makes me really happy that she finally decided to do something, and I can't wait to get started. So I'm going to be doing some swatches, I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on it, and I'm also going to be doing an eye look. So let's get started. So first I'm going to go ahead and start doing swatches, and I'm going to be doing them on my arm. And I know a lot of people feel some type of way about this because it doesn't matter the way eyeshadow swatches on your arm. What matters is the way it performs on your eyes. But let me go ahead and just get started because I do want to swatch these and show you guys the colors and all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first row.
So the first three shades are Redemption, Blend and Snap, and Ivy, and I'm so sorry that these swatches suck. I completely suck at doing swatches. But the next two shades are Slasher and 5 a.m. The next shades are called Roxy Catan, Vla, and Mikai.
Sorry I kept you waiting.
The next two shades are Mila and Underground.
Forever and a day, but now we're out here together with nothing standing.
The next row we have Plot Twist, Aura, and Basic Truth.
No way. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electric.
The next two shades are All In and Ew.
Feel the love running through like electricity.
Now for the last row, the first three shades in the last row are Pride, Zomer, and Mama Tutorials.
Feel the love running through like electricity. Like electricity.
And now the last two shades in the palette are Amsterdam and Mr. Tutorials.
Alright, so now that I've swatched all shades for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and see what eye look I can come up with. And I'll be right back to show you guys and also show you guys how to do it on my other eye. And I'll be right back.
So this is the look I came up with today, a nice cut crease. Now I will tell my frustrations as I do the eye look, so you'll see. The first shade I'm going to start with is called Basic Truth, and I'm just going to set my whole entire eye. The next shade I'm going to be using is called Amsterdam, and basically what I'm doing is I'm patting it in so then later I can blend it out. So now I'm going to take Plot Twist just so I can start blending out Amsterdam. And I'm going to be going back and forth between patting the color in and then blending it out.
Taking over your body, it's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity.
Now, taking the Tarte Shape Tape, I'm just going to go ahead and cut my crease, and this is exactly where my problems start. And I will tell you about it in a second. Now going back into Basic Truth, I'm going to go ahead and set that concealer. So the next shade that I'm using is called Blend and Snap. And this is where my troubles kind of started, is basically it didn't want to sit well on the concealer. The full pigmentation just didn't want to show up. And I tried it with the brush and also with my fingers. My fingers seem to go ahead and do a better job than using a brush. And now I picked up the shade Slasher, and I'm trying my best to blend that into the pink shade Blend and Snap, and you can see my frustration. It just didn't want to blend. It just didn't want to blend, and I'm going to attribute it to the concealer. And I tried it with my finger, just blending it out with my finger. It did work better than the brush, but overall it was very difficult to blend out.
Sorry I kept you waiting forever and a day, but now we're out here together with nothing standing in our way. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction.
So I went back into Amsterdam to try to blend out the last shade Slasher so it goes with the rest of the eye, and once again I was having a lot of difficulty blending it in, and so I went back to using my finger and tried blending it out that way, which was very difficult. I am going to try to using this palette again and using different techniques and a different concealer, and hopefully that works out. And maybe I just suck at doing makeup, and this palette is amazing. That could be it as well. Could be user error and not the palette's fault.
Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us again.
Now I'm just taking a makeup wipe and going ahead and removing the excess shadow and making sure I have a nice, crisp, clean edge. And also removing any fallout that might have went on my face before I do my primer and foundation.
Feel the love running through like electricity.
For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the Starlooks liquid eyeliner, and I'm going to be doing a wingless liner today. And dear God, you can see the pink that fell onto my lashes because there's quite a bit of fallout in this palette. For primer today, I'm going to be using the Touch in Soul No Poreblem primer and just applying this all over my face. For foundation, I'm going to be using the Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation, and I'm in the color 2N1 Cashew, and I'm going to be blending it out using a beauty sponge. For today's concealer, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape, the same one I used to cut my crease in my eyeshadow.
over your body. It's flowing through your mind. This feeling's got me on fire. Don't ever leave it all behind. Can you feel the attraction? Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us.
For setting powder today, I'm going to be using the Beauty Bakery Flower, and it's in the color Oat, which is translucent.
Electricity, feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love.
After having it on for a couple of minutes, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it in and just set the rest of my face using any leftovers. Now I'm going to go back into the color Slasher and just apply it to my lower lash line and blend it out. I'm also taking the color Amsterdam and applying it right on top of Slasher. Now for bronzer, I am going to use the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. For highlighter, I'm going to be using the OFRA Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Star Island.
Sorry I kept you waiting.
For blush, I'm going to be going into the Anastasia blush kit, and I'm going to be using the color Coastal Line.
Never end a day, but now we're out here together.
To line my lips, I'm going to be using MAC's lip pencil in the color Edge to Edge.
With nothing standing in our way. Can you feel the attraction?
And for liquid lip, I'm going to be using Colourpop's Times Square.
Can you feel it between us? This energy's inside us like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Feel the love running through like electricity. Like electricity.
So this is it, guys. This is the final look using the NIKKITUTORIALS and Beauty Bay palette. Now, I do have some opinions on this palette. First of all, congratulations to Nikki. It's an amazing palette. Overall, it is an amazing palette. The only thing that I'd have to say is if you do your foundation before you do your eyes, you're going to have a hard time using the shade Amsterdam, because when I used it, it went all over, and most definitely you saw that in the video. Another thing is it might have just been the primer I was using and, you know, the concealer I used to cut my crease. There was some parts where the eyeshadows wouldn't stick to. It just would not stick to it. It would not. If I applied it with the blush, I tried to pack it on, I tried to use my finger, it would not stick, and it was just really frustrating. But overall, it's a great palette. It might have just been the concealer and the primer I used, so I'm definitely going to have to try using a different concealer and a different primer to use with this palette. But the colors are beautiful. The meaning behind this palette is beautiful. And I do suggest that if you're able to get your hands on this, you do, because it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like a collector's piece, and it is limited edition, so if you want it, you gotta go after it. So if you enjoyed this video today, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification button so you don't miss a video. And I hope to see you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Feel the attraction. Feel the attraction. Can you feel it between